Rita to the rescue, and we're here for today's crafting adventure. I hope you all are well. It's Friday. I almost slipped this morning thinking it was Saturday already, and I was like, oh, whoa, I got to get out of bed and get into my studio so that I can tell you all about the last day of the freebie week. So, hi Leslie, hi Loretta. Good morning to all my friends. It's a sunshiny day here in Massachusetts, Peabody, Massachusetts, which is where I live. And if you're new, I wanted to encourage you to say your name and say hello and tell us where you're from. We have a very lively chat that people will go on to every day, and they chat on YouTube, and it's really nice. I've developed such a wonderful community of friends, like-minded friends, kindred spirits, I think. And also, if you see in the comments, Loretta what do you call it? Moderates our chat, and reminds you all to like, but I want to remind you all to subscribe because I am trying to reach my 25,000 subscriber goal, and it would be just really awesome to reach it by the end of the year, and I'm only like 200 people away. So please feel free and welcome, and you are welcome here no matter your skill level, or you know, just your background. We're going to teach you how to use your Cricut machine, whether it's the Joy, Explorer, or Maker, to the best of its abilities, so you can get to making all those things that you want to make so hard. I know, I'm so close. Anyway, so here we are in the last day of Freebies week. I've done these weeks before. I think I skipped last year, but this year, I think we did 2020, 2021, but we skipped 2022, and now this is the Freebies week. So we've done stuff from SVG cuts. We've done, let's see, we did something from Simply Crafty SVG. We did, what else did we do? Oh, come on. Oh, Craft with Sarah. We did that great big autumn sign. And I wanted to show you because I had to jump off when my physical therapist came, but look at the sign. It's finished. Isn't it gorgeous? I think so. I found the eye, the dot for the eye, and it's pretty heavy. I might, I don't know. I don't know. I think it's just so big and amazing. And I tried my best with the colors. So I think I did a pretty good job with the colors. I hope you tried this too. It was really a fun project, but it was the kind of thing we had to work through together. And that's what this is about. Yesterday, I was on YouTube and I was watching a video. No, it was a podcast. I was listening to a podcast about my dear friend and my mentor. Not directly, but she is still my friend in my heart, Julia Child. Yesterday was her 100 and I think 11th birthday, and there is a podcast for her, like just about her life and her philosophy and stuff like that. And as I was listening to it, they were reminiscing, like, what's your Julia moment? And I was thinking about that myself, because the great thing about Julia is that she really was an explorer, an adventurer. She wanted to find out how do I do this? But the great thing about her is that she never gave up. Yeah. She never gives up. She never gave up. And when she would do something, she'd say, okay, you have to have the courage of your convictions, and just flip those, potatoes so that they end up in a potato pancake. And so I was thinking a lot about that last night, because I did go to my doctor, and I found out that I have an iron deficiency, as Tom had suggested, and also my blood pressure was going up and down. And I've always been looking at this journey as I'm gonna beat it in the end. And I talked to my doctor about that, and she said, I know you're a very positive person, and I think it's the best way to look at this, but you know, the odds are stacked against you. And it was like kind of the first day I just thought about that. You know, I don't know if I'm gonna be here next year, so I have to make the absolute best of everything and not be afraid to try new things, and not be, you know, just keep my heart open. And I'm sorry, I didn't want to get emotional, but it's just kind of like what was in my head when I fell asleep last night. And I thank the Julia Childs of the world that give me that kind of hope that I can do it. But yeah, the odds are stacked against me, and I have to measure that. I have to, you know, plan, which I don't like doing in terms of planning in case I'm not going to be here. And also just to live every day exactly the way I want it to be, and just to love on everybody. And I love you all, and I thank you so much for following me all this time. And I just had an idea that I wanted to show people how to make beautiful things. They didn't have to look at everybody else's stuff and say, I wish I could do that. And I hope that I'm fulfilling that goal for you. So I apologize. I didn't want to get upset today. You know, I don't like to cry, but I just need to, you know, balance reality with positivity, I guess, optimism, with faith and hope. And sometimes it's hard to balance that. So thank you for listening to me. So today we're going to be doing something. Thank you, Loretta. So today we're going to be doing something from one of my favorite designers, Bird's Cards. And actually, a few years back, Birds, who is actually quite young lady, she lost her fiance of many years very suddenly. And I think this makes this project particularly good, because she learned how to push on without the love of her life, and she's grown into a, you know, just somebody doing something for fun, to having an SVG store and working with other vendors and such to create her own life, to create her I don't know, her dream. And I have to tell you, since I was a little kid, my dream was just to create, to, whether it's with words or paper or pictures or recipes or whatever, my dream was just creating. And I'm so happy that I have had this opportunity to really follow this dream. And as I told you many, many times, it's not about money. It's about what's in your heart and what you want, you know, what you want to, what impact you want to leave on this world. So keep that in mind when you go about your daily things. Are you doing what's in your heart? If it's not in your heart, why are you doing it? And really think about that. You know, nobody is supposed to have an ordinary life. It's supposed to be filled with all kinds of excitement. So so work on that, as I do as well. So Bird's Cards, I stumbled on her back in, I don't know, 2014, really early, I think it was. And so she had this website, and she was one of the first people, and you get there by typing in Bird's Cards. Thank you, Barbara. Okay. birdscards.com, and she now has an SVG store, which you can see. This is what you get when you type in birds cards. And you'll see here she has free SVGs, and then she has her detail information, and then to the right are her actual SVGs. Now last year I did an amazing I want to see if I can find it. I did this amazing clock right here. I think I did it on a show, but not really sure. So I made a bunch of these, and actually around my house. I got one in my bedroom, one in the living room, one on the stairwell, and one in my studio, because I have to make the bases to these and add the clock feature. This was, it was just so, wow. It's just got a wowee factor on this. And I didn't even go through all of that. And for $6.99. And in addition to that, you also get this mistletoe and maybe a card. I don't know if you get the card. Yeah. Oh, snowflake tree. You also get a snowflake tree. I had to try that. But anyway, I got into birds cards when she was free, and she now has this SVG site, and she has this try before you buy, which is a great thing. We did these last year. Remember, you can download this for free. It's a birdhouse with 1, 2, 3, like 4 different cards and a birdhouse. So cute. A great container. Great container. Thank you, Jalen. Yeah, the birdhouses. Thank you, Jalen. Okay, so anyway, to find her, just type in birdscards.com. And I will admit, you know, because she kind of like built on her freebies, I will admit that it's a little bit hard to find because she doesn't update these all the time. So it's a little bit hard to find a design that you might be interested in. But like if you have an iPad, you can just kind of go through and choose from these free SVGs. And you can also search. Sorry, I gotta take a water, save water. Okay. So I decided that I wanted to do an easel card. So I typed in easel card in the search box. And I immediately came up with this Spider Web Easel Card right here. And that's what we're going to do today. Now, this is exactly what you get when you download this file, okay? Now, the extras that are on here, I did spend a little time trying to create, because it doesn't come with those elements, the Happy Halloween and the spiders. It doesn't come with them. You could chase them down, but instead I just found something from Design Space to add to it. So once you get here, you don't have to register or anything. All you have to do is click on the link, or you can click up here. It's a free cut file right here, okay? You click on that link, and maybe if it's the first time from that site, you're just downloading, you might be asked for permissions, but other than that, there's nothing to worry about here. In fact, I don't think they come zipped. They just end up in your downloads file. I will also point out, when I typed in easel card, there is a square easel card. So if you're not into spiders, I'm not into spiders, but I just wanted to do something that was like getting to the season. There is a square, there's a heart shape one, and there's also a Christmas pudding one. That's a very UK thing, I think, or English thing to do, right? And you can download as many as you want, okay? So it's just fantastic. So then what we're going to do is go over to our download file. Hi, Deborah. Okay. And I cleaned up my downloads file, so you can see here, these are the, let's see, where is the one for Spider Web? So here's the Spider Web one. Now you'll see that there are all these other files in here. There's like DXF, PDF, the studio. That's if you're working with the silhouette store. And then they have the SVG. So the one that we're going to pick is the Spider Web Easel Card by Bird.svg. So we're going to go over to our screen. Let's do new, and then we're going to hit upload, and we're going to do upload images, browse. Okay, and we're going to go to a download. You can do that here, or you can do it here. It's up to you, whatever you want to do. And you're going to look for that file we just had opened up, the spider web file. Now you'll notice that you really only have two choices here. So when you are stuck with choices, whether they're a lot or a little, you're going to always want to go to the SVG file. SVG, as I've mentioned to you, means scalable vector graphic. That means you can make it teeny tiny or really, really large without distorting the image. That's all that means. And the Cricut Design Space is based on SVG files. Now, that doesn't mean, I just want to clarify that your design space files are SVGs. They are not. So if you're wanting to, outside of the community, share your design space files, you do have to convert it to an SVG. So just so you know, if you're like, I made this great card and here's my file, you could either share it through the community, or you can go through the extra steps changing it to an SVG, and then you can share it that way. So if you're the kind of person wants to to make, go make your own SVGs or make your own particular things and sell them or something, that's how you do it. But for us hobby crafters, we're just sort of interested in getting it into Design Space so that we can play around with it. So now also note here, okay, that this doesn't look like what you normally see in an SVG, and it might make you nervous, but let's go through and we'll follow through. It is still a cut image, and we're going to hit upload. Okay, so we upload that, and then we're going to click on that upload, and down at the bottom where it says add to canvas, we're going to add it to the canvas. All right, now before they were see-through, now they're black. And what I would suggest that you do is immediately change the color to some sort of gray so that you can start to see where the score lines are. And there are two score lines here because this is an easel card. An easel card means that the top part of the card bends and then it rests on something. Here, I'll show you. It rests on something on the base, right? So see how this is your card. This is the way they receive it. And then they open it up and see how this is only on half. And then it bends and it rests on this. And yeah, so this is a very, very, very in-depth cut. All of these here take quite a while, and I would suggest that you cut this using a new blade and a new mat, and then also on cardstock for intricate cuts, because otherwise this is a lot of work that the machine needs to do to cut out. And if you're not using those high quality things like good quality black cardstock, this is from, I think it's from AC cardstock, this black cardstock. But if I had used like something that wasn't so good, it might pull and rip. And in fact, is this one little part ripped? Yeah, right here, see? You're not supposed to show your mistakes, but it did pull on there until I changed the setting. So you want intricate cuts. But before we go ahead and cut it, we need to think about our card. So now that we changed it to gray, why don't we go ahead and ungroup it, okay? And then we can move these out of the way if we want to. And then we're going to grab these with the score lines, okay? And we're going to attach it. Attach, which is down here. Oh, hello, guinea pig. They're happy this morning. So we're going to attach it right there, okay? So now when we cut this, You will not need a scoring wheel or a scoring stylus because you have this dashed cut line that's creating your project. So as I change this all, I change this all to gray. Let's go ahead and we'll change this part back to black. And this is going to be on the front. We're going to change that to black. And then this is going to appear. Let's move this over. So this is our base card. Maybe I'll just change this to be like that so you can see it a little better. All right. And so this one here, arrange it to the front, is, I think, going to look good with some screaming neon green, which I happen to have. So I'm going to choose that color. That's going to be on the base of my, it doesn't look very screaming, does it? So if it wanted to be more screaming, I could just change the color by hitting on that advanced box and then moving this little circle around to show you how it goes for gradients. All right, so there you go. That's what I want. So this is going to be my card, and that's the top half. Now this part has to be the same as this, and we're going to place it no score. We're going to put it on the front half, just a part of that card. Okay. This is for inside of the spider web. There are two different size round circles. Okay, round. I was going to say round. They're two different circles. I'm going to change one of them to white, and then I'll change this one to that special green that we created. So now we have all of the base of the card, and I started looking at the card, and find your favorite. Oh, he's so sweet. He's so sweet. Oh, Loretta, I forgot to tell you, look for something coming into your house in the next couple of days. I think it will be FedEx. So I used the address you gave me. Okay, so this is just kind of a basic card. So for my idea, what I decided is I was going to add a little thing in the front, and it really isn't as great as I wanted it to be, but there you go. And then I wanted to add a spider. And this, I got this Happy Halloween, which I ended up changing out. So let me just talk about that a little bit. So for the text that says just dropping into say, I just go to the text box and type it out, just dropping in to say ... And that's going to be my text box. I'll move it over here. And it's got to fit on this green circle, okay? So clearly I have to change the size of it. But also, do I want something kind of creepy for a font? I think I do. So let's go on over to that font, because you know it just goes to your last used, or if you're opening a brand new file, then it's going to just default to Cricut Sans, okay? So we can go here, and what I did for the first thing was I looked for anything that said spooky in the title, or creepy, or anything like that, and you can actually search that. So if I typed in creepy like that, it's going to show, oh, no results. So maybe it was spooky that I found. SPOOKY. Spooky. Yeah, so spooky. So look, you got all these choices. Actually, I think I would probably choose this one. It's called BFC Ghoul, GHOUL Town. Well, let's see what else is here, just to kind of give it a quick view. This one maybe would look good if I were going to do a pen. Ooh, look at this one, this vampire thing. Very interesting. That's an old one. That's from Happy Hauntings. So look around and see what you like. I think I'm going to go back to, I think I'm going to go back to this one here, Ghoul Town. Yeah. All right, let me think. Ghoul Town, I think, is good. This is Warm Wishes. How did I get that from creepy and spooky? Who knows? All right, well, let's try this one. This one's called Heliotype. Okay, so just dropping by, but now I have to go in and I have to kind of make this fit in the circle. So I'm going to put each thing like just on its own thing and dropping and then into say. And now I'm going to start playing around with the size of it. So when I click it, I can come up here and I can take and unlock the properties. And then I can just take that handle and sort of squish it into that it's going to go fit into that circle. Now, so that way I can do the width and the height at the same time by unlocking it, you see. Now you might be saying, gee, Rita, that looks really small. What am I going to cut that out in paper? No, you're going to cut this out in vinyl, because vinyl is our friend too with cardstock. So, or if you're the other type of person who wants to do it in iron-on, do it in iron-on. But I just thought, oh, I'll do this in my vinyl. So there's the front of my card. You see, that's going to be like this, just like that. And now I need to come up with, the end of the greeting, just dropping into say. And so I just chose Happy Halloween. So then I went to images and I just typed in Happy Halloween. Okay. And there are a lot of Happy Halloween images. In fact, according to this, 32,000, which drives me crazy looking through this many. And you can do things like make your selection, your results smaller by choosing different things over here on the left. It doesn't always work, but just so that you know. And so I was looking for kind of like a biggish Halloween saying, because originally I did it this way and I didn't like it. So I ended up going with something that had more like, I don't know, puffy letters, I guess. And of course I did not bookmark it because I just did that this morning. But it was like a nice big fluffy letters that I thought would look well. And it's somewhere on, because I don't scroll a lot. I'm not a let's scroll forever kind of a person. So I wanted something that was like script. This is cute. Let me just bookmark that. And let's see. I don't know what I chose. Not great. Bookmark would work, I think, sometimes. Okay, I think I'm getting closer because I remember this, seeing this, and then going, no, I wanted that one, but it's taking a while for all 32,000 Halloween images to launch into my search results. So I liked this one, Happy Halloween by Diva Watts, but I ended up choosing this one, Happy Halloween by Jennifer Starr. And so I'm going to just click on that. See, I tried to bookmark it and it didn't go bookmark. There it is. 3 times. Okay, all right. So add it to my page here. Whoop. Oh, what did I do? It came in with, I don't know why it came in that way. So I'm going to use this Happy Halloween, but it's a little too busy for me. So I'm going to take off the orange. And I need to change the size. And if I want to, I can give it an offset layer. So let's go up here. This is what I did. I did an offset. Now that offset's going to work for me because I need something to rest the top of my card on, right? So if I have this piece, it's going to easily fit there, which you'll see in my first go around, it didn't work quite that well. So here you go. Now, the only thing that's missing is a spider, right? So let's go ahead and look for spiders. I don't think there's as many spiders as there are Happy Halloween. I just wanted a plainish spider that maybe had a little tail on it. And There are quite a few. Some of them are pretty graphic, so cringe warning that you might see a spider that you don't like, that looks too natural. This one's kind of cool, but it looks almost like a mouse body. So this is what I ended up with. It's a spider. It has a little bit of a tail there, so I'm going to bookmark that. It's by Cursed Company Digital, and it is number M4C 56C BED, bed. So let's click on that and grab that as well. All right, there's my spider. I'm going to give my spider an offset layer as well. Not too big one, just kind of a little one. And apply that. And I'm going to change the color of that offset layer to, I don't know, orange. All right, so now we're just working with like 3-4 colors. Easy to get your hands on these colors too. This we're going to do in vinyl, so we don't need it to be the same color as the rest of the card, but we do need to do both of these in vinyl. So what we'll do is we are going to change the color. Let's go over to Color Sync, and you see here that we have a spider. Here's our easel card. So we want the easel card to all be black like that, and then we want Happy Halloween and then the Just Dropping By to be its own version of black, so that way it won't appear on the same mat, you see. And this we can cut out in paper, and you know, so we'll have orange paper, green paper, black paper, a little bit of white, and then some black vinyl or iron-on, depends on what you want to do. Okay, so I hope that's enough. I hope that's enough for all of that. So I want to just show you all the little pieces. I kept it all in all different little pieces, and not exactly like we just did, but you get the picture, right? So this is called an easel card, which means that it can open like this, yes, but the idea is that the top part folds, and then it comes and rests on the back or the bottom, I guess, of the card. So this one here, it says Just Dropping Into Say, and then I've got my spider, and I put him on little hot pop dots, and then here's they saying Happy Halloween. But you saw how we just kind of changed that all up. So that's up to you. The only thing when you're downloading is you're going to be getting the card itself. And look, I even put this on wrong. Look at, that's supposed to be the inside of the card. Duh, Rita, what are we going to do with you? All right, so let's have a look at some of these pieces, okay? And these are the two biggest pieces, and I wanted to just show you, look at how intricately cut this worked. And I don't see any flaws in the cutting. I did cut this on a nice strong grit mat, so my paper would not move. I have a brand new blade in my machine, and then also I used the custom setting cardstock for intricate cuts. Now, to take off something like this intricate, you're going to want to bend and sort of roll your mat. You're not going to want to bend and roll your paper, but bending and rolling your mat, it makes so that you won't rip it, and also it's not like warped. I was just going to say warped because that's how my mother says it. It's not warped, or that's warped. Warp. It's warped. I had the same problem when I was trying to figure out how to spell perforation, because we used to call it perforation, and I was like trying to, like, why is this not coming up in my spell check, you know? So anyway, here we go. So this is the main piece right here. Right, and I do have score lines right here and right here. So let's go ahead and fold them. Be careful of your very intricately cut, and then you're going to fold this one here. Those are the only two folds, okay? And then this piece, it's not cut in half, but what we're going to do is going to put the glue on this back piece and then we'll line it up, okay? But I do want to go in and take off these extras things. So there we go, okay? And then what do we have? This is going to go on the inside of the card. So let's go ahead and do that. Where's my I'm just going to use up this Tombow. I have had it for a while. And all right. So we're going to put this on here. So I think assembling is pretty easy. It's just you have to think ahead, like how do I want it to look? So she gives you basically the sample, and you have to work on making it your own, which I think is fabulous. So we're gonna just go ahead and put this onto here. Okay, and that is going to go onto this, like this. You could pop this out with a pop dot. All right, and then where's my Happy Halloweens that oh no, I need the just dropping in. So here's, just dropping in. So we'll use this. I thought I had another one of these. I cut a bunch of them, so in case. Oh, here it is. Okay. So it says just dropping in to say in the original one, in the original thing I had, font I had. Okay. So this is a lot of letters, and they're all just different kinds of little pieces to them. So when you are weeding, really use your fingers to push it down. I mean, do this before, but then, you know, we want to use your fingers and just kind of push down so you don't lose any letters. And that often happens with people when they're doing, you know, their own saying in vinyl, and then they get really, just dropping, then they get really upset. Into say. Okay, so we have to weed this. We're just going to take this D out. R-O-P. Whoops, be careful there. All right, so just dropping in to say. Whoops, let's take that off. Okay, just dropping in to say. Okay, and then we got our transfer tape. Is this too big of a piece of transfer tape? Yeah, probably. There we go. And we take this off. This is our transfer tape. This is the backing. Yesterday I used the kind without the backing. There's no difference. And I'm just going to place that on there. And then we are going to make sure it's really burnished, really good. All right, because of all those little tiny letters, you know, and we'll flip it around. Okay. Let's see, do we get everything? We did. So we're going to put it on here. And I'm not really pressing down. I just want the letters to get off of my transfer tape. I do not want to rip the top of my paper, which can happen if you're using thinner paper or maybe a construction type paper. You really, when you're buying paper, when you go into the store, you're looking for something called cardstock, okay? So if you're new to the card making paper doing scheme, you got to look for that cardstock, and the weight is important. If you're in the US and Canada, you're going to be looking for anything between 60 to 85 pounds. As you get thicker, so it goes from 85, 100, 110, it's thicker and harder for the machine to cut, so you have to change your setting. But the thinner stuff, you also would have to change your setting, but I find it doesn't cut as well with the machines, okay? Definitely no construction paper, even if you have some leftover from a project. Construction paper, not so good. Paper, what do you call, poster board will work, but you just need to make sure you find the correct setting. Now, I did this again. I think it's sort of slightly off balance. Maybe you won't do that, but I'm going to put this top part on there by gluing. Just this top part, okay? We're going to just glue that, and you don't need a whole lot here. Just dot it on. Less is more usually with glue. And, you know, I do get that question all the time, like, what glue do you use, Rita? And I have used a lot of them. Even Elmer's glue, or even a glue stick. The important thing I found out about it is it's not necessarily the glue, but it's how much and where you place it. You have to really think about, like, you don't want it to come like coming streaming through the holes, but also if you put too much on, it will actually warp the paper, and so you do need to be careful about that. Okay, so it doesn't matter, you want to get this glue, that glue. Really is about placement. And for me, having a very nice tip to it, I got bottles over here that this is what I use normally, and these are just like little plain old bottles that come with these things on them, and I fill them up with whatever glue I have hanging around. So I've used all different glues. I'm not going to choose one over the other. I just need to have something that's small, that's not going to get plugged up, and that I can do this kind of gluing in that way. But like, remember when you were a kid and you would just got to put this on so that it's upright. Remember when you were a kid and you'd use the glue, and it gets real messy, and it would like warp the paper that you were trying to glue to the other paper. So and sometimes people will use tape as well, but in this particular case, you can't use tape, right? So I thought I saw something from We Are Makers. It's called a sticky folio, and I thought for like my Anna Griffin cards, that might work for that. You actually put it on the folio, and you scrape the glue to the back. So I thought, that might work. Also, a Xeron, which is a machine that makes stickers, would do it as well. So here is our card base, but now we need to put something here so that it stays open when the person opens it, and it stays on display. Because who doesn't like a nice display card, right? So I went back to the drawing board. What I came up with for this is my particular, for this one, is I came up with this spider, and I put him here. I'm going to pop dot him up. And then I came up with this Happy Halloween, which I cut it out 3 times because I always listen to my French teacher. 3 times for the normal mind. So she always made you repeat it 3 times. 3 times for the normal mind. And sometimes she would end it by saying, but for you, 4. I thought that was funny. 3 times for the normal mind, but for you, 4. So that was just funny having her. Sister Mary Louise. I loved her so much. And she even came to my graduation party. Just loved this woman. She taught French. Bee boo, bee boo, bee boo, bew. That's how she would tell you to make that bleh sound when you are learning French. It's hard. She'd say bee boo bee. This is 40 years ago. Okay, so here's my Happy Halloween. So I still remember her instruction. Isn't it great to have a really good teacher? Good teachers are the best. So I'm going to use my I probably would have used orange here because it's not really showing up very well. But I'm going to use this. I'm going to glue this to here, and then I'm going to use, here we go, my glue to stick it to the onset layer. Offset. Okay. So that's what I'm doing. There we go. So that's the one that's going to have the pop dots on it, this part. I don't even know they're called pop dots. I always call them pop dots, so I don't know. But maybe they're not. Foam tape, foam. These are dots. Why wouldn't you call them dots, right? Well, could they come in different sizes? I don't know. Oh, I gotta tell you, Owen, he went to work for Santo yesterday. They got up bright and early and they left. And I didn't know how he was going to take it like a whole day, but of course Santo gives him money to buy breakfast, lunch, and everything. And he worked the whole day. He took a picture at like 6 o'clock and sent it to me. He looked like he was coming out of a coal mine. He was so dirty. Oh, maybe I'll post it on YouTube so you can see it. It just was so adorable. Just so adorable. I'm like, oh my God, that's like, he went through a phase where he couldn't take his picture all that much, but oh my gosh, he used to take his picture all the time. And it just looked like one of those old, I didn't want to tell him that, but when he was younger kind of photos, because he always used to do all these funny poses and stuff like that. So, so there. Okay. So here's my card. And I'll send the picture through YouTube. I'm going to put it here, but I want to make sure I have enough room for my Happy Halloween. So I need a piece of transfer tape. This is still a little big. So I don't know, maybe he's been bit by the construction bug with Santo. I thought it was really so sweet when I talked to Santo, and I was like, I just really want him to find something that he loves to do, and then it will never be work. When you find something you love to do you call that work? No, you don't. So, so I think he's kind of getting bitten by the construction bug. In particular, I think I told you guys that he wants to do the electrician's program that I told you about at the technical school. I'm like, yes, I would love a son that was an electrician. It just seems so useful, and it's a little dangerous, but also he works better as a single. It's not that he's a loner. He just works better in a smaller group. He does not like large groups, which that's me. That's me too. I don't like having to, I mean, I will do it, but I don't like working and collaborating with an enormous group, because then it's like you get all these people that get sidetracked and blah, blah, blah. Okay, so there's my Happy Halloween. I hope I'm going to be able to get it off. Whoop. Right, so, yeah, and it's the weekend. So what are we going to do? It's the weekend. Where's my spider? Okay, now I can put my spider here. Definitely needs, my prototype definitely needs more color to it. But I think, I think I should have put some orange in there. And I think in where's my original one? Where'd it go? Okay, here. I think I did use a little orange here, but I put it on the wrong side of the card. So this is an easel card by my friend Bird at Bird's Cards. It's the last day. It's the last day of Freebie week. And I agree, Cheryl. I want him to learn a trade. I do, definitely. Because he loves history, and every time I say to him, like, Well, maybe you should go and study history because he really just loves it. Um, yeah, so it's not wrong. Loretta, you're so positive. I love it. I love it. I love it. Yes, so all things are looking hopeful. Apologize for my outburst at the top of the show, but sometimes you just have to say it. Sometimes you just have to say the thing that's on your heart, and I'm so grateful that I had somebody here to hear me say it. And it just, well, it'll get saved on YouTube as well. So that's cool. Maybe my kid, when I am gone, will come back and listen or watch all of my videos. I don't know how that works. But anyway, so this is the end of Freebies week. I hope you enjoyed it. These are all freebies that we did from using Design Space and free people who do designs for us, designers. This is different than you creating something in Design Space. So there is some extra maneuvering that you have to do, and that includes uploading the file to Design Space. Next week, thanks Loretta. Next week we are talking containers, and I mean like cookie containers, treat containers, or anything like that. We're gonna talk that next week, and I will take the projects. No, I don't need this one. I will take the projects from either Design Space or from other designers. What's all this? Let me just, and one of the designers that I think does containers really, really well is Dreaming Tree. So I think, and they do have quite a few free and not free container ideas. When I'm talking containers, I'm talking about like little bags, little treat bags, little cookie boxes, things like that. So I'm going to probably do all different kinds, like a little tote bag with a handle or a box or something like that. So that when you start making your holiday cookies, you have a stash that you can put them in. So I just, yeah. That's what we're going to do, containers next week. And then the week after that, which is, let's see, what's today? Can't even see. Okay, the week after that it's going to be joy, all week. So tell your friends, or if somebody tells you, I just got a joy, tell them to sign up for my YouTube, even if they can't make the live, so that they can see 5 days of joy, working with the joy. We're going to do everything from iron-on, HTV, right? We're going to do paper, we're going to do vinyl, and we're going to do cards. And I'll think of a fifth day, but that's what I'm going to do for the second week. Uh-oh. You'll be in Durham? Is that the name of a city? Oh, on your birthday. I know. Hey, I was in the hospital for my birthday. All right, everybody. Yeah, and we'll have a really good time in the next couple of weeks. We're going to do, again, next week is Container Week, and then the week after that is Joy. We're going to have a joyful week all week long. Praise, praise, praise. And we'll be working with that lovely Cricut Joy machine, and we'll just be going over some basics, and also trying out like how far can you push this thing, sort of like a car race, because there are a lot of people, and I'm just going to call out Annette Graham, but I don't even know she's here, but there are a lot of people that have taken this challenge. She's one of those, I love a challenge, and I would say to her, Annette, could you configure this for the joy? And she would always come up with the solution. So anyway, thanks everybody. Love you all, and we'll see you on Monday. Take care. Bye-bye.